even though you're no longer the minister's wife.
Well, Reverend Urban, I wouldn't think not of continuing my duties on at the funerals. Besides, you're a single man and every preacher needs a helper. Jack would want me to be here. And Garvis asked me to serve my refreshments at his funeral, so here I am.
Well, the Lord helps those who help others.
Coffee, cookies, lemon squares.
Margie would do all of this if it weren't for you. Marge loves your blondies with all the chocolate chips and nuts, but I love her lemon squares with potatoes.
Thank you, Helen. I've been doing it so long I wouldn't know what else to do.
Mrs. McDaniel, can I speak with you for a moment?
Not now, Mr. Fowler. I'm serving with
Now, Mrs. McDaniel.
Mr. Fowler, I know I'm behind in rent, but ever since Jack died, I've had no real income. I've taken on jobs here and there, and my friends have been so kind to loan me
If
money.
you don't have the bank rent today, the bank is evicted. We have people wanting to move in immediately. The bank is a property owner, not a welfare service.
Mr. Fowler, if you could give me some time, I know if I got a job, then I can...
Mrs. McDaniel, how old are you? That's what I thought. If you were a man, you might have a couple of good years left on you, but since you're not, you've reached your expiration date with no real hope for the future.
Mr. Fowler,
Get out today.
coffee, cookies, lemon squares.
Would Mr. Fowler want Mert? And who was that man in the Colonel Sanders suit? Never seen him before. He looked very austere. You know, Marge told me that Mr. Fowler never liked that man. Did you see that toupee? That wasn't a toupee, it was a rat pelt. He looked really serious.
It's nothing.
Marge,
It's nothing.
Mert, it didn't look like nothing. You never know about people behind closed doors. The pay, Lord. You know, I once knew a man and he had a wife and she was a friend of...
Oh, girls, it's no use. I've been trying to keep up a happy bouquet, but the bank is evicting me.
No, Mert,
Oh, the day Jack died, I lost everything. Our income, our insurance. We had no pension. I've just been scraping by on his measly Social Security. Well, that doesn't pay for the rent, let alone everything else. So the bank is evicting me today.
Oh, you can't be told.
Guess I'll go live with my sister Alice.
In Beaumont, Texas?
It's not the end of the world.
You ever been there?
So I guess this is it, girls.
Call us before they throw you out.
Now, never mind me. I'm just going to pick up a few things before I go.
Can we get on with this? I have a plane to catch. Proceed.
Jarvis has left Wilbur a small token of his appreciation for his loyalty over the years.
Well, that's mighty kind of him.
How small?
Well, let's see here. All the tools in the shed and $50,000.
$50,000!
Jarvis was broke. He hadn't paid me since November of last year.
At least you get the tool.
Get on with it.
Jarvis has left the rest of his estate
Oh, we know. It's
to
me.
Curtis McGaney.
Curtis.
What?
Didn't you hear, Bert?
Hear what?
My lousy uncle left you his entire estate.
That's funny.
No, that's fact. You're the new owner of Greg's Funeral Home.
I'm the owner of Greg's Funeral Home?
It's about to go into foreclosure.
I'm the owner of Greg's Funeral Home.
The smartest thing that man ever did. Dump this wretched place on somebody else. Dodged that bullet, didn't I? Ciao.
Mrs. McDaniel, you have about a month before the wolves start closing in. Doesn't seem to be your day, does it?
Wilbur, just a little while ago I was being evicted for having nothing. Now I have something and I'm still being evicted.
When God closes the door, God opens a window. Just in time to jump out of it.
Now when the bank takes over this place, I will be out. You'll be out.
Oh, I never thought of that. I've been sleeping in the back room for 20 years.
Not anymore. Maybe I could sell this place. It's gotta be worth something. Maybe. Oh,
You know, they say this place used to be a whorehouse, house of building too. Back when Oklahoma became a state.
well, that's it.
What? You're gonna paint it back into a house of building?
Oh, no. Think out of the box.
You can't turn this back into a brothel.
A brothel? Wilbur, what's wrong with you? I'm saying, why does it have to be just a funeral home? Why can't it be anything I want it to be?
Bert, Mr. Graves tried selling this place. He didn't have any luck. Nobody wants to buy an old funeral home in Tuttle. And with the graveyard right next door, everybody knows it's a place of death.
Not anymore.
Now this, don't talk nonsense now. This place has been a funeral home for as long as I can remember. I've been a mortician for as long as I can remember. You've been a preacher's wife for as long as you can remember. Let the bank have this place.
And put all three of us out to pasture? Do I wander on with memories of my life that's gone? Or do I stand here waiting just to die? So what have I to lose today if I decide to choose to not give in, but give it one more try? I gotta live life. The more that I wake, I'm gonna live life. Get out there and make the most of each and every more. If I am still alive, then a brand new day is born. I gotta live like we're out on the street.
Well, the society's all over now.
Oh, no, it's not. Ladies, we're going to hold our meetings right here.
Here at the funeral home?
Absolutely. We need a place to stay, and I need the money. I call it supply and demand. What do you say? When you're thinking all is lost and it's all over, that's the time to grab a hold of life and say, I gotta live life. I'm getting up and out, I'm gonna live life. Goodbye to any out there I'm full. We're starting now. I'll be the one you hear shouting out in I'm gonna live life. I'm hanging on the shore. I'm gonna live life. That's the only way to survive along the way. I'm gonna live life
Morning, Mert. You know, yesterday, I really thought you'd lost it. But this morning when I got up, I had this feeling that something brand new had happened. You've totally lost it. So, what's first on your agenda?
drapes.
Rapes.
Well, I never understood why this place always looks so dark and dreary.
Well, it's a funeral home.
It looks so funereal. Hoping that people will come by for a cup of coffee.
People don't stop by a funeral home for coffee.
Hi, Wilbur. Hi, Miss Hurt.
Hey, come on in and meet the new owner of Graves Funeral Home.
I've already heard the whole town is talking about you being the first one to run this place. You know what I think?
Golfer rocker.
I think it's great.
Oh, see, Wilbur, what you got there, young man?
I'm just bringing back the music books Wilbur loaned me.
Well, mostly I didn't know you knew how to play the organ.
I don't.
You want to learn?
Sure.
Wilbur, you need to pay me a sign. Music lessons taught here. And you can back by it too, and I'll teach you the first three chords of the ladies' anthem, and you can play it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? You mean it? Wow, my first professional gig, and I can't even play a note yet. Oh, thank you, Miss Smart.
Excuse me, ma'am.
May I help you?
I sure hope so. My name is Alan.
Nice to meet you, Alan. I'm Murder.
Nice to meet you, Miss Curtis. I'm looking for some work. Do you know if anyone's hiring and offering room and board?
What can you do?
Well, I know how to.
But you're going to have to do better than that.
You showed me how to do something once, and I got down.
Oh, my husband always said that.
Aren't you the kid been hanging around town pestering everybody for a job?
Yeah.
Well, don't be pestering us,
You're just what I'm looking for. Now, Wilbur, you're going to need all the help you can get with everything that needs to be done around here.
You mean you're going to give me a job?
Sounds like it to me.
Wow. I didn't know I was going to do.
Honey, you took the words right out of my mouth.
I got a job at a funeral home. When can I start?
How about tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Silly me. You can start right now. Now, Wilbur, Alan can help you clean that room out off in the back, and that's where he can stay. It'll be perfect for you. Do you have any clothes or anything?
No.
That's no man.
No, ma'am.
I'm sure we have some clothes that our clientele haven't worn yet.
You mean it? Miss Smart, I don't know what to say.
We'll see how faithful you are after I work you to death. No pun intended. Oh, where are my manners? Alan, I'd like you to meet Wilbur. He's the man that does everything around here, and I mean everything. And our new organist, Marcy.
Come on, boy, let's get you settled in.
Oh, wait, Wilbur, don't forget that we ladies are going to hold our meeting right here in the parlor tomorrow.
You're at the funeral home?
Yes. By a day? Oh, we would love to make the arrangements for you. Yes, just give us a call when it happens. And thank you for choosing Greg's Funeral Home. Business is picking up. Ladies, agenda item number 1. Generating income is top priority here at the funeral home. So I am going to be pulling from my earlier training as a young dancer. So if you know of anybody who's interested in a theatrical gyration class, just send them my way.
Theatrical gyrations?
Yes, Dora. It's my own combination of ballet, tap, jazz, modern, African, and belly dancing, all rolled into one. Mother! Alice! I didn't expect you until next week.
You think the two of us are gonna leave you all alone in a funeral home by yourself?
We stuck a for sale sign in the front yard, jumped in the car, and here we are.
Murders, what were you thinking on the house of death?
Mother, I didn't ask for it. Jarvis just left it to me. I always thought Jarvis was a handsome man. He gave me the eye every time I came to visit.
That was his class sign. Why didn't you give it to you?
Oh, ladies, now you all remember my partners in crime, my mother Nancy, my sister Alice. Mother Alice, I'd like you to meet our newly acquired organist Marcy, our newly acquired handyman Alan, and that gentleman is Wilbur. He has worked here as long as Jack and I lived here. How do you do, you charming man?
Excuse her. She's in heat.
What is all that? I brought enough food to feed an army.
And you know me, I don't go anywhere without my sewing machine.
Hey, ladies, why don't you stand in the back till our meeting's over? Alan, Wilbur, would you take the groceries to the kitchen and take the suitcase and sewing machine upstairs? Now, ladies, as you all know, there's a few of our members that are sick at home, and I'm planning to take some food to them.
Well, I have a neighbor and he's sick at home too. He could use some food. Poor old thing.
There's always someone in this town that needs some care.
Mert, let me in your kitchen and I'll whip up enough food to feed them all.
I got an idea.
Uh-oh, she's gonna stir something else up.
Thanks to my sister Alice, right here, right now, is the start of a new program that we're going to feed and take care of the needy and elderly in this town. And we're going to call it Meals in a Hearse. That's right, you heard me. That hearse ain't doing anybody any good out there. We'll get her out and shine her up.
Who died?
Alan, this isn't about dying, it's about living. We're going to haul you in a hearse and haul the food around in. Okay, so if that's it, ladies, then I call this meeting to a close.
What are we Ladies, any of you who want to stay and help me out, I could use it. We got people to feed.
Mother, Alice, I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Mert, I can't believe you inherited all of this.
That's the good news.
It's bigger than all three of our houses put together.
Finally, you got some money.
Don't get too comfortable.
What's the bad news?
I've inherited a heap of debt. This place is going into foreclosure. I can't lose this place. It's all I've got. It's all we've got.
Well, between all three of us, surely we can think of something.
I'll get my sewing machine all set up. Nancy's fashion salon is back in business. Ooh, if you'd like, I could start teaching sewing and quilting to bring in some money. I want to do my share around here. When you were born, I knew you were going to be different. My little girl entertaining the children, marries a minister, entertaining the living, takes over a funeral home, entertaining the dead. Didn't see that coming.
Greg's funeral home. Yes. Well, I'm not sure. Hold on just a moment. Marcy,
Yes, Miss Mert?
how would you like to take care of Lady Jean's kids for a couple of hours?
I've been looking for a summer job, sure.
Lady Jean, our daycare is open. You didn't know we had one? Well, neither did I till you called.
You did? Sorry.
Wait, Alan, would you like to go to Star Drugstore with me later?
I guess. Will your friends be there?
Not this time.
Alan, make sure to wear something nice.
You been there the whole time?
Yep. Marcy's a nice girl. You treat her like a lady, okay?
I've never done this before.
None of us have the first time, but you learn as you go.
So, Wilbur's your husband?
No. No, my husband is buried out there in the graveyard. Jack and I were married for 39 years.
How long you been alone? I mean, by yourself?
A whole year. How about you?
About the same. Went from foster home to foster home. Not doing that anymore.
That's right, you're not.
Of course, you will marry again. Some guy's bound to like you. Well, I better get out back and help Will with the hearse. Miss Mert?
Yes?
I never told anyone this before, but with Mom and Dad gone, I thought I'd have nothing. No family or nobody. That is, until you offered me a job. No one is willing to do that.
Well, that's in your past now.
Yes, it is.
And Alan, with every moment rushing into your past, when you lose someone you love, they're always with you, no matter where you go.
I've never been one who dwells on the past. The present is here, it gone so fast. But what moves me to my future are my memories that 9:59. You may call back at 10:05.
It'll be a loving tribute to my dear friend, Garvis Graves. Sort of a last nail in his coffin.
You want me to be in charge of buying this place?
Yep. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't touch, don't touch.
Nicholas Stiltmore's office. Mr. Fowler, Mrs. Marva Smiley. I was calling to set up an appointment to see Graves Funeral Home in Tuttle. Tomorrow morning? Perfect. Nelson Stiltmore will meet you there. Thank you for calling.
Well, that's perfect. Tell me, first thing tomorrow.
Mrs. McDaniel, this is Nelson Stiltmore.
Stiltmore? Of Stiltmore Funeral Homes, the largest funeral home chain in Oklahoma? Oh, well, you were featured on the front cover of Funeral Home Digest last month. Stiltmore, quality is eternal. Stiltmore.
Rotary! What a lovely kitty.
Hey, I'm not that old. Oh, you meant the phone.
Well, it's been here for as long as I can remember.
Now, step this way, Mr. Stiltmore. Look at these beautiful stained glass windows.
Yes, yes, such lovely shades.
Mr. Stiltmore.
Pukes.
Victorian.
Mother, Alice!
What is it?
The bank has just brought a man here by the place.
Oh, honey? Let me at him. I'll turn his head. We're getting out on the streets sooner than I thought.
No. This man is from Stiltmore Funeral Home. If he buys it, surely they'll want to keep me on.
Now, under the stairs, you'll find an old passageway that goes to the old wine cellar. Excuse me. Yes? Now? You can reschedule it. Very well. I'll be there. I have to leave. Murtis, finish showing the property.
Well, it looks like it's just you and me, Mr. Stiltmore. Mother, Alice, why don't you ask everybody to help you turn this place back into a funeral home? Mr. Stiltmore, ever since I took over Graves Funeral Home, I have implemented several of my ideas to make this place turn around. I think you're just going to love it. I had Alan make this brochure, and it shows all the different, wonderful activities that we have here.
Activities?
Yes, activities that we offer. You see, this is not just a funeral home. Oh, no. It is so much more than that. Holy, holy, that's the song we sing in the sweet by and by. In the garden, golden bells will ring. sorry, we don't have a combo package. Fries and a shake do not come with our funerals. Yes, I know, it's very expensive. No one said dying was cheap. Have a lovely day. Stampede at the antique market.
In my 30 years in the mortuary business, I thought I had seen any and everything. Today was a new day. It looked normal, felt normal, even smelled normal. And then she appeared.
She?
Murtis McDaniel, a lovely specimen of femininity. So normal looking, so sane looking. And then she opened her mouth and she flashed that smile. Life as I know it is no more.
Nelson, have you been drinking? You on dope?
She has her own potion that she sprays wherever she goes. And then, as I stood there, ladies in tutus coming out screaming like cockatoos, men painting in berets, teenagers throwing pancakes, old ladies pushing me around with spatulas. And then, caskets started coming at me at a high rate of speed. I didn't know what to do. Go, stay! I finally ran for my life.
But you have to go back and clench the sale.
Marva, it's not a funeral home. It's Shangri-La.
Nelson, pull yourself together. What will your uncle say? Nicholas is depending on you to close the deal. You'll have to go back.
She's the opium of life. You know you shouldn't, but you must.
Mr. Stiltmore, we weren't expecting you.
I know. But I thought I'd stop by and see how things were going with the Tuttle deal.
Well, oh, yes, the Tuttle deal. I went by the place. Very, very interesting. I bet the lady in charge, really something. So charming in a country way. So captivating, so luscious, so...
Nelson!
Yeah, perfect. In every way. The place, that is.
Just what I wanted to hear. I can already imagine it.
It looked like something out of Great Expectations. It's a cozy little parlor with a country flair. The draperies look so festive with that lime green chair.
However, it could use some changes here and there, so it has a cool and nippy corporate air.
I love the way the tassels have a homemade charm. The all-round makes me feel I'm actually on a farm.
Soon it'll have a look, one from this century. Oh, how this place will look when it belongs to me. I never figured out why death attracts such gaudy taste. Why not 1, 2, 3, in and out, with no time to waste?
Of course, out there they have to mourn with tons of waste.
That's why I'm here to change the ghastly human race. Gonna permeate each little town with my own style.
This deadly poker face will have a friendly smile.
Never fret or fear.
Let me wipe that little tear.
Soon that dump will have tranquility. When it belongs to me. Wait! I can see it all now. I'll expand and take over the whole state.
State.
No! The whole country!
Country.
No! The whole world! Marva, calm down.
Biltmore Funeral Home. Yes, he is. You'll never believe it. It's that lady.
Meredith McDaniel?
Yes, that lady is called to invite you to her open house this Saturday.
I told you. Wait, I don't think I can go back there.
Of course you'll go back. That's an order.
But if I do, she'll smile at me. Tell her I can't make it.
He'd love to come.
Nelson, you're going back. You have to persuade her to sell it. Remember our deal?
The deal.
Graves Funeral Home. Being that today, June 21st, is our 100th anniversary of the first funeral that was ever held here in 1917. I think we should all be thankful to Carlton Big Bottom Running Cow for dying and giving us a reason to have a picnic. Well, I declare, folks, we have a special guest here tonight. This is Nelson Stiltmore of Stiltmore Funeral Homes in Oklahoma City. Welcome on down. It's such an honor to have such a charming man take interest in our little place. As you all know, this place was going into foreclosure just a few short weeks ago, but with Mr. Stiltmore's interest, there just might be light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, Marge says that everything is ready out in the back, and so please be ready that when the ladies pass around the contribution urn, please be generous. We're trying to pay off the porta potties in the park. Now think of that while you're snorting down your food. If you're hungry, get on. Yes, kids?
Can we play funeral parlor again?
Well, sure. But you gotta eat your supper first. Then you can play.
I get to be in the casket first. Oh, great. I get to be the crier.
I've never seen so many handsome men in all my life. How many are available?
Alice, don't tell me you're looking for a man. Don't you think if a man was going to buy the beef, he'd have branded your butt by now. Playing with fire, you're playing with fire.
I'm optimistic.
How long has it been?
Too long.
Ladies, Alice,
Good evening, Corky.
you sure are something. Especially that new dress.
Corky!
Well, I better get some food.
Okay, Alice, what's the scoop?
Well, I saw Corky staring at me from across the backyard as I was pouring some of my lime green punch.
How romantic.
My knees buckled and I dumped the punch all over Doris. When you see her, tell her how nice she looks.
Girls, get in the backyard. Uncle needs help serving.
We're coming. Doris, that dress is a splash hit.
You're a big help. If you girls blab about what I told you, I'll skin you alive.
Ooh, we'll continue this over some of Lavina's prune pie.
Mr. Stiltmore.
Mrs. McDaniel. You can call me Nelson.
Nelson, you can call me Murdis.
Murdis.
It's so nice of you to join us.
Oh, thank you, but I really need...
You must be starving.
What?
Mother, Alice, I think we're ready.
We're proud to present our specially prepared
Horse loafers.
and I've also prepared a special dessert
Baked Oklahoma.
where the wind comes sweeping over the cinnamon,
As the bright golden haze on the crust
sizzles on a velveteen settee,
of peaches and cream.
and you gotta have 3 more dimes.
How original.
Here, Mrs. Stiltmore, try some of my punch. It's my own special recipe.
Well, you two better get back to the pots and pans, and don't forget we're going to recycle all the food for Meals in a Hearse.
Yes, Missy.
Meals in a what?
Hearse. It's one of my better ideas. You see, there are several elderly people in town that cannot feed themselves and prepare their own meals. So we have a hearse sitting out there. Alice dying to cook, so ta-da! Meals in a Hearse.
Hi, Bert.
Oh, Corky, just the person I wanted to see. I want you to meet Nelson Stiltmore. This is Corky Green of Green's Funeral Home.
You in town?
Are you kidding? With Mercer in town, we'd never get an ounce of business. We're over in Blanchard, about 20 miles southeast of here.
So you're here to support your competitor?
You bet.
Never heard of that before.
Now, Corky, you better get in the backyard and get some of Alice's hot cross buns or she'll be devastated.
Bert, do you know if she has any plans for later?
Why, Corky Green, do I hear a hint of interest in your tone?
Could be.
Oh, who said miracles don't happen? Honey, you don't have to warm her up. She's already smoking.
What a colorful crowd you have here. I now notice, now that we're alone, I thought we might discuss a little business.
Oh, I want to.
When we take over,
Since I took over Gray's funeral home, we have made major expansions.
you sound like my uncle.
You see, one day it just hit me. We needed a bed and breakfast to house all the bereaved families who don't have a place to stay. Now we have the perfect plan. Complete country hospitality. Your fee includes your room adorned with mother's patchwork quilts, full breakfast with Alice's hot cross buns, full viewing rights of anyone we hear, and a grand tour of Tuttle in our antique hearse.
Antique? Well, your ideas sound very innovative, though a little different.
Exactly. Why don't we talk about how I want to change this place all around?
You think all this commotion is appropriate for a funeral home?
Of course I do.
I thought funeral home is a place where funerals should be held.
Well, I don't think of this place as just a funeral home.
Uncle's not going to like this.
Excuse me?
I said my uncle's going to love this.
Well, what does your uncle have to do with this? You're the one buying the place.
Well, not exactly. My uncle wants to buy it. It's been a lifelong dream of his. Personally, I want nothing to do with the funeral business. My passion is antiques.
Antiques? Oh.
That's what everybody says.
No, I love antiques. I'm just saying, I was hoping you were the one that was buying the place. So your uncle's the guy.
He's also the guy who forced me into the family business. Yeah.
Oh, you make it sound so depressing.
For me, it's the reason I get up every morning and fix my hair, put on my face, slip on my dress and my earrings. You see, Mr. Steltmore,
Most people think that I'm doing this for everybody else, but they're wrong. I guess I'm selfish, but I'm doing it for me. I couldn't ask for it any better. No time to stop and mope about what used to be. Just keep your eye on what's coming ahead. And since I've become owner of Gray's Funeral Home, I guess I've turned this place into
Club bed for dead people.
I knew you'd get it. I've met so many people that I always know the personality that's staring back at me. I can tell you on the spot, are they good or are they not? With you, it's clearly plain to see.
It is?
The moment you walked in, I knew right then. You smiled that charming boyish grin. I said, he's not like anybody else, just like me.
At first I thought you'd be so ordinary, so bland and cold with a deadly air. But there you were with your blazing glare. I said, what do I see? We are nothing like the rest of the world. We are something that they try to describe in a word. They call me absurd. You too?
You see, I knew you had down deep inside.
A spark that cannot be denied.
No matter how much that we hide, it all comes true.
For once I'm not the only.
Lonely, feeling lonely. You could be my only chance.
Me and my first romance.
That's what I see.
fate.
All it takes is the right combination of sugar.
I think I'll have one of these.
Oh, and I'll have one of these.
Never thought I'd feel this way.
How long I've waited for this day.
That's what I see.
I think I better take a look around the grounds.
Be my guest.
Murder since going gangbusters in the backyard. I tried to take a head count. I couldn't count that far that quick.
Good.
Oh, see, my alterations are working.
Mother, whatever you did, thank you.
What did you do to her dress?
I accentuated the positive and drank the daylights out of all the rest.
You didn't know we had. Come on, I just gotta get some of Levita's prune pie.
Well, no wonder you're always on the go.
Hey, Alice, how about you and I go cruising Main Street? My Cadillac's raring to go.
Corky, what's got into you?
You sure are something in that new dress.
Corky.
So what do you say?
Right now?
Well, there's no better time than the present.
Well, I can't leave the view.
So, what do you say? Yahoo! I'm gonna go get my hat and keys.
I stand here in a stupor, numb from head to toe. I haven't had this feeling since, gosh, I don't know.
kick it in, move it along. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe your Glenn Burden is fine. It's the Ruby Keeler Ray Moser and Ann Miller that need work. Mert, what did you really want to be when you were a girl? A preacher's wife and a showgirl all at the same time. Wilbur, would you show these girls the Ruby Keeler Ray Moser routine? Maybe I used up all my energy on the dance dance, then all my creative juices would just fly out the window. Let me say juice. Juice break. Oh. Okay, ladies, that's enough for this morning on Monday morning. I will see you at 2 o'clock at the funeral. Marcy. Yes, Mark. I love that jazz riff you added to the Amazing Grace tap combo.
I've been practicing every day.
Yeah. Better catch her before she gets to the corner. Levita, it's Mert. Miss, I need you to change that lining in that casket. Well, the family wasn't real happy about the chartreuse lining. No, they thought it was a little vivacious for them. What you got? Beige? How cheerful. When can you get to it? After Miss Blylock's service? When can Virgil pick it up? 10 minutes is great for me. Tell him I'll leave it by the front door. Oh, and did I tell you about that satin sale I saw downtown the other day?
How you girls get so dirty from Saturday night till Monday morning, I'll never know. I'm just a girl who
Nancy! Where's Mertz? I got good news for her.
Mert! Reverend Irvin needs to talk at you.
Mertz, I just saw that Nelson guy.
Where?
Downtown, just looking around.
Reverend Irvin, don't tell anybody, but Nelson's uncle's gonna buy this place and keep having me run it.
Mr. Stiltmore wants to see one of your funerals. I told him we had one at 2 o'clock. I didn't think he'd care.
Oh, we'd love to have it.
Well, I better get back to the church office. I'll see you about 2.
We don't have to move!
You know, since you're staying, maybe you and Mr. Stillmore could go on a double date with me and Corky.
That's my girl. Keep your motor running. Once you shut it off, your rear end falls apart. Get set up for the service. Oh, and I forgot. Perlin called and said the whole bevy of birdies are coming. Some of them are bringing their whole flock.
Mrs. Blylock's Christmas night's out after all.
See, we'll show Nelson.
Nelson, are you too?
Oh, just because you and Corky are romping around all over the place doesn't mean everybody is. Mr. Stiltmore just needs to see how professional we are. Now let's get back to work.
Tote that barge, lift that bale, get a little drunk in you.
Alex!
Push around dead people.
Okay, let's push this one over here and leave Mrs. Blylock in the gray casket over there. Then, when we finish up, we'll put her in place. Holler at us when Virgil comes.
Oh, I'm gonna get
Anyone home? Mert?
By the front door, Virgil.
All right. Vita said be ready in the morning.
You're a sweetheart.
Did you miss me? All right.
Just gonna look beautiful in her dress, and our mother sure did a good job.
I told you 1,000 times, quit sniffing the formaldehyde.
Mother, what did you do with Mrs. Blylock?
Well, she was here when I left.
Mother, start at the top.
Well, I was cleaning the girls when I noticed some dirt underneath one of the caskets, so I moved it out of the way and swept it up.
That's all?
Well, then the phone rang, and I had to go to the kitchen to answer it. And well, when I came back, I pushed the casket back, and next thing I knew, you flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Did you see Virgil?
Virgil?
He came by to pick up the casket. Oh my God! Mrs. Blylock's riding around with Virgil!
Ooh, does Lavita know?
Nothing! We got a funeral in less than 2 hours! And her body is joyriding with Virgil!
Well, I didn't know Virgil liked elderly ladies.
Lavita, is Virgil there? What? You went septic tank shopping? Where? Oklahoma City? Well, how many stores have had sales on septic tanks? Oh, hey, Lavita, if you hear from him before 2 o'clock, you send him over here. You understand? Thank you, Lavita. No use. He could be shopping anywhere in Oklahoma City.
Hope he's not a browser.
What are we gonna do? I'm not sure. But Mrs. Blylock's wills stated that she wanted an open casket funeral. Well, we'll just have to get out the heavy veil.
All this commotion has been wearing me out. I need to take my medicine and lay down.
Well, don't forget we're gonna sing at Mrs. Blylock's funeral this afternoon.
I won't.
She'll never rest with all this going on. She takes a double nip of her rheumatism medicine. She'll sleep through the second coming. Millicent! Mr. Skillmore! You're early. Really early.
Well, don't mind me. I came to observe. I wanted to see how you prepare for the funerals.
Oh, but you know, today is just not a good day. I don't know. You know, you see, we're running a little behind. We're just not ready. She's not ready yet.
Not ready yet.
Yeah. No, we've got the finishing touches to do. She insisted that she be fully dressed.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, you know, undergarments and all.
I remember Dorothy Abernathy said she didn't want to wear any underwear at her funeral. She's such a hussy.
Change and get everything ready. Why don't you rest up in our sitting room? Just feel at home, make yourself. You adapt quickly.
I think I'll take a look around.
stepped out, and then she rolled her eyes. That only means one thing with you.
Blabbermouth. She never could keep her eyes quiet. Well, without me, don't need to go looking around anymore in this dusty little cow town filled with a bunch of old junk.
Oh, nice try, Nelson. But I've come to see what all the fuss is about.
Oh, there's no fuss. No fuss at all.
Then what are you doing here? There are 1,000 antique stores across the state. But you come to Tuttle to shop?
Well, I hear that Tuttle has...
Now, if it's not the antique stores, what could it be? You hate the mortuary business. You'd do anything to run in the other direction. Could it be something or someone at the funeral home?
Oh, no. She's really nice, but...
Sheesh! I knew it! Nelson, when you're about to take over a business, you never get friendly with the help. Their days are numbered. And in this case, when we take possession of this property, we're cleaning house, top to bottom.
Of course, Uncle Nicholas, of course. Top to bottom?
Can I trust you to handle this, or must I do it myself? You do it, and our deal stands. I do it, and the deal is off. Am I clear?
I understand.
Good. I see there's a service happening today. I suggest you be there to start inventorying the assets. We could make a little extra cash selling off some of that junk before we bulldoze the place to the ground and build our new facility.
Bulldoze?
Why, of course. We're not wasting our hard-earned money trying to make that old place look presentable. We'll start from scratch, best way. Right?
Right. Bulldoze.
Good. Now, that said, I might just have me a chocolate ball. Have fun, Nelson.
But Uncle Nicholas, couldn't we bulldoze?
What a turnout for an unknown.
We're so glad everyone's lending their support. Bird watchers never let you down.
Well, I'd better get back to my seat until Murtis gives me the high sign. Everything's ready.
Now remember, as soon as we finish singing the first song, Alan, you're going to run upstairs and you're going to switch the breaker off. That should shut this shit down. Then, Wilbur, you're going to rush the casket out to the graveyard. Whatever happens, we've got to get through this funeral and get it over with before something bad goes wrong.
Sure.
Now, after we get it back done, I want you to usher everybody out to the graveyard. We'll say a quick little prayer, then we'll switch the caskets with Miss Blylock. Hopefully, Virgil will be back by then.
But what about Mr. Stillmore?
Calm down. You'll never know the difference.
Mr. Stillbody! Mr. Stillmore!
I got a seat for you right there.
Why can't I sit up front?
Sorry, we've been sold out ever since early this morning. It's an SRO service.
This lady had a huge family. A lot of friends.
No family, no friends.
Then who are all these people?
Extras.
You mean none of these people know this lady?
Not a one of them.
Oh, Mr. Stillmore, you and your nephew Nelson here have become quite familiar faces around here lately. Looks to me like you're going to be the one who buys this little gold mine.
It looks that way.
Yes, with still more funeral homes owning this, and Merton staying on and continuing to run it.
Now, wait a minute. I never said anything about Murtis continuing to run this place.
Now, hold on, Mr. Stillmore. You gotta keep her on here. Why, she's turned this funeral home into the lifeblood of this town. If that changes, no telling what'll happen.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about that.
Oh, give it a chance, you know. She'll win you over before you know it.
I think it might be too late. Or is it, Uncle? Isn't there some way?
Shut up, Nelson.
I think we better keep going.
Dear loved ones, as we gather here today to remember Miss Martha Luke Blylock, let us take a moment of meditation. Let's bow our heads as we lift up our hearts.
Miss
Curtis, you're on a first-name basis.
They moved beyond first base.
Uncle's really a nice person.
Mr. Stillborn, I can explain everything.
Oh,
it was an honest mistake.
There's no need to explain. I've been in this business long enough to understand the difficulties with a corpse getting up and walking away.
She just missed the singing in the sermon. Virgil got her back in time for the graveyard cart. We knew where she was all the time.
Uncle Nicholas, don't blame this
On Murtis? Who should I blame it on? Miss Blylock? How can I? She wasn't even at her own funeral. Ladies, when I sign the deed on this establishment, it will return to its sole purpose, burying the dead.
Uncle!
But I've worked so hard to make it more than that. You just...
Uncle, you can see this.
Miss McDaniel, honestly, what businessman would ever hire you? Your mother, your sister, the way you do business, it's a joke. So therefore, when I sign the deed on this property, your services will no longer be needed. I think I've said all I need to at this time.
Well, I haven't. Mr. Stillborn, with all your business talk, you've forgotten one thing. This is a funeral home with people, with living people.
Do you know what your problem is? You care too much. You can't use your heart in this business and survive.
I have, and I will. Folks come here because they know it's a place that celebrates life, not mourns it.
That has nothing to do with the funeral business. Let's stop wasting time. You do not know what you're doing. You do not have the qualifications to manage a mortuary.
Qualifications? No, you're right. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the book knowledge. I don't have a piece of paper that says I know what I'm doing. But do you know what I do have? Compassion. Compassion for the people whose loved ones were burying out there in that graveyard next to my husband. So no, maybe you're right. I don't have the qualifications. And I'll tell you this, Mr. Stillborn, even if you offered me the job, I would have to say no. I don't think I could work for anyone as cold-hearted as you.
Do you honestly think someone else is going to hire you the way you do business? Why not retire? You passed your prime years ago.
I'm in my prime. And if I'm not needed here, wanted here, there's plenty of places I can go.
You better count again. And why I thought you could buy this place and clean house, I'll never know. All you had to do was get it ready for the bulldozer. You're still a disappointment.
Come on, folks, let's go to the kitchen.
You're gonna bulldoze it down?
I tried to stop it.
You came here to clean house? Who has the right to say my life's through? Can I walk away with so much to do? Who can say my life is not worth living when there's so much more of life worth giving? Why tell me quit? I've run out of time. Why should I quit? I've just reached my prime. I'd be able to stand, Jack. I've had enough. I'm done. 'Cause my
the bins. Why don't we buy it?
You mean the people of Tuttle?
Sure, it's being done all the time.
Mert, I speak for all the ladies of the Bird Watcher Society when I say we will donate the proceeds of the open house so we can buy this place.
Why don't we have a big fundraising social to make up the difference?
Helen, it's a great idea.
The women can auction off their cakes, and the men can auction their paintings. And we can auction off our quilts.
Can we make enough money?
Sure we can. If we up the bid, we can. Folks, we gotta raise a lot of money. So if we start the lowest bid at $500 for everything, okay? And you women, you can have a show charge admission.
If Broadway can charge $100, then so can we.
So, do I see a motion?
I move we throw all our money in the collection plate and buy this funeral home so as we can keep Murtis and the ladies on here.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye! Motion carries.
When are we gonna have it? Oh, that's a good idea.
We don't have much time.
How about this Friday night?
Can we pull it together that quick?
Sure we can. Mert, I'll be in charge of the food. And Helen and Mayville, you help her. And I'll be in charge of entertainment.
Oh, so will I.
And I guess that means I'm making all the costumes. And wouldn't you know, I just ran out of gold lamb yesterday.
I'll be in charge of the auction.
Corky, I'll be right out. Folks, you'll never know how much this means to me. You all working this hard to keep us on here. Thank you. Oh.
Curtis, I am so sorry. Uncle's always been this way, no regard for anyone but himself. I was trying to convince him
That I wasn't the right one. I thought you and me, we understood each other. The whole time you were getting it ready for the bulldozer.
I didn't even know about it until this morning. But I wasn't going to tell you that...
Until the deal was signed and sealed?
No. I've never meant anything to my uncle my entire life. But he kept me around. I wish he'd kicked me to the street. Been a prisoner of the family business since... I don't even remember how long it's been. Day in, day out. Money. Can't do this, you won't make any money. Can't enjoy that, it costs too much. No time for that, you won't make a dime! And then, when I met you, I lost everything. My plans, my future. Every moment I'm invested in the family business. Every hope and dream Uncle Nicholas ever had for me. Flushed. Then I met the first person to see me for me. And liked me. My own mother doesn't like me. But you do. I better go. Let me see what I can do. You see, I know what it's like to have everything you have bulldozed to the ground. That's what you did to me the day I met you. And now I'm free.
your mom's okay with us being out here?
Mom? Of course she is. Why are you asking?
I swear, every time she looks at me like I'm an axe murderer.
That's just her way of letting you know she likes you. And here's my way of letting you know I like you.
You know, I've had energy like that.
You?
Yeah, just don't use it. It takes too much energy.
What is everyone so riled up about? Myrtis looks like she's preparing for war.
She is. We are.
What?
Porky, I'm not sure how long Mother and Mert and I are going to be able to stay here.
Well, of course you're going to be here. This is your home.
Well, if Mr. Stillmore has his way, we'll be out.
I thought Nelson liked you ladies.
So did we, but it seems Mert and us are a little too countrified for his uncle.
Alice, I just found you. I don't want to lose you.
You're not going to lose me if I can help it. Porky, I've been a widow for a long time. I've been saving myself for this very moment.
Let's stop saving and start spending.
Porky, not out here in the open.
Why not? Let's tell everybody.
No, if everyone knows, it takes all the fun out of it.
Out of what?
Sneaking around, fall in love, so don't let me get around, I'm all in love. I feel like the I'm
We're necking here, necking there.
Kiss me here, kiss me there. This is my wildest dream.
Though I might be rusty.
I'm feeling so lucky. Touch me again and I might scream. Live in love in the blue moonlight. That's what we're both thinking of. What makes these evenings feel so right? Sneaking around to fall in love. Just dance as the night goes on. When the music is all gone, what will we do?
Well, tango's in the groove. I'll walk you back.
Mert, are you coming?
I'll be there in a minute.
to leave. Don't you think I'm not going to fight tooth or nail before I throw in the towel? Wish you can fight a good fight. Doesn't mean you're going to win the war. And I guess you've noticed this new guy, Nelson. He's sweet. He makes me smile. I can't explain it. He's like a fish out of water. Just like I am right now. I never thought I would say this, but I'm calling it. Jack, you're the only man I ever loved. Until now. So I hope you'll understand that I've got to move on, both physically and emotionally. What we had was so very special. Maybe Nelson and I is lucky. Life can take a turn you least expect. Now you're facing something new you can't regret. Life has made a noise so loud and clear, but somehow you didn't hear. You'll take the path you know each day. You'll always look along the same old way, but then you find a brand new life some way, somehow. Somebody else needs you now. Life knows the way to change your stubborn mind. You think you know it all, there's more to find. The day has come to realize you've changed somehow. You're somebody else standing here
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this fundraising show on the road. I have some good news. Up to this point, we have raised $99,000. Yes, sir. This is a fundraiser to help save the funeral home. Yeah. What we're going to do is have a variety show. The Bird Watchers ladies and the men of town have put together a Broadway review. And we want to thank Miss Nancy for making all the costumes, designing them, and making them all. Everyone, thank you, Nancy. And we want to pay a special thanks to Murtis for creating all the music for tonight's show. We wanted to get the Broadway songs, but the royalties were just too high. So Murtis decided she'd just write her own Broadway tunes. They're pretty near good, too. So without further delay, lovely ladies of Broadway.
We love our diamonds.
that down-home countrified gal, best known for being the best sharpshooter in the West.
My great little old granny said when I was so high, you better shake your little fanny if you wanna catch a guy. So I tried it when I got the chance. She said it's really lots of fun. But she didn't say when you find romance, that's when he's gone up and run. You can't hook him with a hook or fence him in with a fence. He'll get that love and lust only when he's feeling tense. So I guess my only hope to catch my honey bun is I hook him with a rope. But to get him with a gun, with a gun, it ain't too prim and proper, but it sure is lots of
Thank you, Alice. Now we go to the South Seas, where we find love and a man getting all tangled up in two little famous girls' hair.
I'm gonna scrub that scum right out of my life before I break right down and dry. I'm gonna scald that filth right up on my back before he drains my bank account dry. So tie him up, wrap him up, box him up good, and send him through the air. And when I dump that dust right out of my life, only a gal with love to spare. So wash him up, throw him up, keep him up good, and get him out of my
Now I have a special announcement right now. We had a drawing for the quilt, and the winner is Jennifer Phillips. You can get the quilt up at the concession stand after the show, and not wait a minute soon. And now, for our grand finale, the last but never the least, that showstopper, never-loving, busybody, irrepressible matchmaker.
Made the down payment on the place earlier this evening. It's going to take possession on Wednesday morning.
You mean he was clinching the deal when we were out here breaking our necks to raise money? Fowler knew we were raising money to buy this place. So did Nelson. It's no use. This is one we ain't gonna win. Wilbur, tell everybody to come home. The show is over.
Mert, don't let this get you down.
You've given everything you've got to this place, to the whole town.
I thought you...
I am.
But you came here to kick me to the street.
No, sort of. I mean, I was going to buy the place, but please, believe me, I had no idea Uncle Nicholas was planning on making you leave. I didn't know he was going to bulldoze this place to the ground.
I feel like such a fool. I'm starting to have feelings for you.
You too? You see, I know we have down deep inside a spark that cannot be denied. No matter how much that we hide, it all comes through. For once I'm not the only, for once I don't feel lonely. You are my first romance. That's what I see.
Moses headed to the promised land. I'll never forget the last thing he said. When you're feeling like Moses standing at the Red Sea, not knowing what to do, you better put on your wading boots because you got a whole muddy swamp to trudge through.
Then what's 90?
It's still 90.
It's so sad that today is Myrna's last day and she has to work Theodosia's funeral.
You know, I was talking to Theodosia that night. I was telling her everything Marge told me about Mr. Stiltmore, the mean one. He is such a shark.
That poor nephew of his.
No wonder he's still alive. You know, I think Myrtis is falling for him.
I bet we hear wedding bells soon.
You know, Theodosia and I talked until midnight. They say she died minutes later.
Now we know what killed her.
as we take a moment to remember the wonderful time we've had these past few weeks. Who would have thought that our lives could be changed so much by just one person?